The 1941 baseball season. The last great summer of baseball before the U.S. got sucked into World War II. Anyways, March 8th, and here we go. March 8th, Phillies Hugh Mulcahy is the first MLB player drafted into the armed forces in a draft that was set up by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in anticipation of World War II. In between 41 and the end of the war, over 100 players are drafted. April 20th, Brooklyn is the first team to wear protective headgear. They ended up lighting the caps inside the caps of their heads with other hats with plastic. Although it wasn't technically a batting helmet, it was just protective plastic lying underneath their caps. May 15th, Joe DiMaggio gets a base hit in the first inning. Although no one knew it at the time, it would be the beginning of a remarkable streak that would last until July. May 20th, White Sox Taft Wright sets an AL record of driving in a run in 13 consecutive games. June 6th, the New York Giants, the first team to wear an actual batting helmet in a game, and they wore it in both games of a doubleheader and lost them. July 8th, at the All-Star Game in Detroit, in Briggs Stadium, Ted Williams, in the bottom of the ninth, hits a dramatic 3-run home run to give the American League a 7-5 win over the National League. And there were 2 out, by the way. July 16th, Joe DiMaggio's streak of 56 games comes to an end. Had he got a hit this was in Cleveland. Apparently, had he gotten a hit in this game, it would have the Heinz 57 people, according to Joe DiMaggio, was if he had gotten a hit, the Heinz 57 people would have given him $10,000 because he would have run a streak to 57 games in his Heinz 50. Yeah, I think you get it. Anyways, September 17th, Stan Musial makes his debut. Casey Stengel once said of him, get used to him. You're going to be seeing it for a good 10, 15, maybe 20 years. Plays 22 seasons and that's probably one of the more beautiful stats of all time. He had 3,630 hits, 1,815 at home, 1,815 on the road. You'll never see anything more perfect and more beautiful than that. Chicago Cubs are the first team to install a musical organ for fan entertainment. And in a backwards twist, the Chicago Cubs are the last to install lights at Wrigley Stadium. And that doesn't happen until 1988. I don't know how he got by all those years with... anyways. And on September 28th, I think that was the 28th. Let's see, yes it is. It's the last day of the season. And this is the day before Ted Williams didn't exactly have a great game. He, I think, 1 for 4 or something. Dropped his average to just below 400. It's a 3.39955, which what baseball would do. They rounded up to 400, but he didn't truly hit it. He was at 39955. So he had to. So the last day of the season, there was a doubleheader against Philadelphia. He had to have 2 great games just to keep above 400. And he goes 6 for 8 in both games of the doubleheader. Raises his average to 406. And to this day is the last last player to hit 400. As we get to the stats, Ted Williams led the majors with that .406 average, and led the majors with 37 home runs. Joe DiMaggio of the Yankees had 125 RBIs, led the majors. George Case of Washington had 33 stolen bases, which led the majors. Thornton Lee of the White Sox, a .237 ERA, led the American League. Bob Feller of Cleveland, 25 wins, led the majors. Bob Feller also had 260 strikeouts, led the majors. And Joe Murphy of the Yankees had 15 saves. You guessed it, led the majors. National League, Pete Reiser of Brooklyn, 343 average, led the National League. Dolph Camilli of Brooklyn, 34 home runs and 120 RBIs, led the National League. Danny Murtaugh of Philadelphia, 18 stolen bases, led the National League. Well, you know where this is going. Elmer Riddle of Cincinnati, 2.24 ERA, led the majors. There we go. Kirby Higbee and Whit Wyatt of Brooklyn each had 22 wins, led the National League. Johnny Vandermeer of Cincinnati had 202 strikeouts, and Jumbo Brown of the New York Giants had 8 saves. Now we go to the standings. American League. New York Yankees win 101-53. Yeah, they're in the World Series. Boston goes 84-70, 17 games back. Yeah, that's how good the Yankees were. And then it turns out how bad the rest of the American League was. Chicago White Sox, 77-77, 24 games back. Detroit and Cleveland each had 75 wins and 79 losses, 26 back. Washington and St. Louis each had 70 wins and 84 losses, 31 back. And the Philadelphia Athletics, 64-90, 37 back. National League. The Brooklyn Dodgers finished first, 100 wins, 54 losses. St. Louis Cardinals go 97-56, 2.5 back. That was a good race. Cincinnati goes 88-66, 12 back. Pittsburgh goes 81-73, 19 back. New York Giants go 74-79, 25.5 back. Chicago 70 wins and 84 losses, 30 back. Boston Braves, bad to that moniker, 62-92, 38 back. And the Philadelphia Phillies, 43 wins and 111 losses. Okay, now we're off to the World Series between the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. Yankees home games were at Yankee Stadium, and the Brooklyn Dodgers home games were at Ebbets Field. Game one on October 1st in New York. Yankees win 3-2. Game 2 on October 2nd, also in New York. Brooklyn evens the series with a 3-2 win. Game 3 on October 4th in Brooklyn. Yankees win 2-1. Game 4 on October 5th in Brooklyn. Yankees 7, Dodgers 4, in which, in the 9th inning, I think it was 2 outs, Mickey Owens ended up muffing a third strike. The ball got by him. And it's one of the oldest rules in baseball where if you swing at a third pitch or the third strike gets by the catcher and the ball goes to the backstop, batter's allowed to run for first, in which what happens here. This started a New York rally. Brooklyn was up 4-1, and prior to Owens muffing that ball, and by the time it was all over, Game 4 on October 5th ended up going in the Yankees' favor, the Yankees winning 7-4. So now 3-1. Game 5, October 6th in Brooklyn, Yankees 3, Dodgers 1. Winning the World Series, I think that was the 9th time they won the World Series. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, 8. Yep, 9. Ninth World Series for the Yankees. And will they go for number 10 tomorrow? Well, tune in tomorrow. Stay tuned.